Hey guys, Adrian from Adventures of Carlien here with Kacang, our rescue from Bali. A lot of you guys have been wondering how she's doing, and as you can see, she's filled out nicely. Speaking of which, today we're going to go over one of the recipes we use to make her food, and we'll also kind of talk about why we feed her what we do and the price comparison between buying and making your own food, which we'll talk about right after the recipe. So definitely stick around for that. If you like this kind of content, if you want to see more of her, don't forget to subscribe, share, like, comment, all those things. Other than that, we'll get right into it. Take it away, Carl.
Thank you, Adrian. So to get this dog food going, all you're gonna need is lean ground beef, cooked brown rice, eggshells, chicken or beef liver, eggs, carrots, green beans, and olive oil. So the first thing we're gonna do is cut our vegetables down so that they're in a much smaller size. We don't want our furry friend to be choking on any of these vegetables. So we're gonna cut about 7 ounces of green beans and 12 ounces of carrots. So the next thing we're going to do is cut up our chicken or beef liver. Now beef liver is the only thing we could find this time around, so we're just going to section it off and save the rest for later. And we're only using about 9 ounces of beef liver. Then we're going to take 6 ounces of eggshells that we've been saving after making our breakfast, and we're going to crush them up so it's a little bit easy for our dog to absorb. Next we're going to cook 6 pounds of lean ground beef. And beef is a very good source of protein for dogs, and it also provides essential fatty acids like omega-6s. Then we're going to add 9 ounces of beef liver, and liver is a very good source of protein and it's super rich in nutrients. Then we're going to throw in 5 eggs plus 6 ounces worth of eggshells. Now eggs are a very good source of protein and vitamin A, and eggshells are like that secret ingredient that work wonders in your dog's diet. It's an awesome source of calcium, and your dog needs a ton of that for strong bones and teeth. Then you're going to go ahead and add your carrots and your green beans. Carrots are a great source of vitamin A, potassium, and fiber, and it's also low in calorie, great for obese dogs. Green beans, we like to add a little bit for variety. They're a great source of vitamin C, dietary fiber, folate, and vitamin K. Now when the green beans and the carrots are nice and soft, we go ahead and throw that mix into a bucket and mix in 1 pound of cooked brown rice, which is full of natural fiber and it aids in your dog's digestion. Now we like to time it so that we finish making this big batch of food for Kacang right around dinner time, so then she can taste test it. And obviously she really loves her wet food. I mean, look at her just chow it down. So one pro tip we have when cooking this recipe is to use like a flat-edged wooden spoon or something sturdy so that you can really break up the eggshells. A lot of people also make their own eggshell powder out of a spice grinder, so you can look into that as well. The rest of the batch just gets weighed out and vacuum sealed, and then we put it in the freezer and take them out as we need. That's pretty much it. Here's Adrian with the price breakdown.
So there you have it. That's a super easy beef recipe for Kacang's food. Hopefully you guys are persuaded to attempt making your own food. Now we kind of always made her food because we found her in Bali, and in Bali it's cheaper to give them real food than buy dry pet food. So she actually kind of grew up on like rice and chicken and this sort of thing. But of course, when we kind of really started looking into making our own dog food, we realized that there's not a lot of information out there, even online, or even if we talk to our vet, there's sort of a lot of, it's guesswork, basically. There's a lot of trial and error and, just kind of manage their weight, watch them, see how their behavior changes, and adjust. So when we kind of found that out, we were a little intimidated to make our own food, but we were pretty adamant about being in control of like what she was eating and wanting to know what was in her food, because when you read those labels, it's like terrifying sometimes, and you have no idea what these things are, and you have to like Google search every single ingredient, and that's not really a great practice. So anyways, in that sort of process, we kind of decided to do a half-half. So right now what we do with Kacang is we make her food and we feed one of her meals wet food, and then the other we got like a sort of general well-balanced dry food. And so we kind of figure it's like a good medium, and in case one thing is missing the other, then it kind of balances everything out. But we can tell you with absolute certainty that she prefers her wet food, and she eats that so fast. All right, so some of you guys are probably wondering the price calculation. That's gonna vary depending on a lot of different things, like where you're getting your food and things like that. Majority of our ingredients we get from like Costco or Restaurant Depot, so we're able to buy them in bulk, which does help with the price. For her dry food, we've been feeding her Canada all life stages, which we bought off Amazon for like a giant 44-pound bag, which averages to about like 70 cents or something a meal if you're feeding an 8-ounce typical cup per serving. And for her wet food, we feed her on average about 10 ounces per serving. So the recipe we went over today, we made about 16 packs of 10 ounces. And the average cost for that was for a grand total of about $24 roughly. So it's like $1.45 or something like that per serving, which we actually found out is pretty on par with average wet food costs, which is somewhere around like $1 to $3, depending on if you're getting something more one of the major brands or something a little bit more gourmet. And then of course dry food is always a little bit cheaper, so the average is something around like 50 cents to 80 cents per serving. So roughly the ingredients breakdown cost breakdown is about $4 a pound for ground beef, roughly $1.50 for an ounce of liver, and then your eggs, depending on how big you buy them, can be anywhere from like 50 cents to $1. So for the 5 eggs, it was around like 80 cents. Carrots was about 9 cents for the 12 ounces that we made. And then 7 ounces of green bean for like 90 cents. And then coconut oil was almost negligible. It was like about like 20 cents per ounce. But that totaled to about $24. So not bad. We're not necessarily saving a lot of money or anything in particular, but we know exactly what food is going in there. And if it costs about the same and the effort is pretty minimal, I think you can agree, then it's kind of great just to know for sure what's going into Kacang, and feeling a little bit good about knowing we can kind of serve her love. And so far we've seen pretty good results, and she's filled out completely, obviously, from her Bali days, and she's in a very active stage of her life, so we think that this is a pretty good medium. But of course we'll keep monitoring it and see as she changes, as she grows. She's almost 1 year, guys. All the things that we used today, there will be links below for you to go ahead and get it, make it yourself. Let us know in the comments below how it goes for you. If you guys have any questions, jump on the blog for more details, or if some of this is like too fast for you, all of it will be there. Thanks so much for watching, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye.